Hello and welcome to another episode of Gig and Tell podcast. I'm Tash.
I'm Phil.
And today we thought we'd talk about, we went to see the Vamps recently, but it wasn't the Vamps like we normally see them. It was a Vamps DJ set. So two members of the Vamps, two members of the Vamps, Connor and Tris, did like some DJ sets in the UK. I don't think they did that many, did they? Did they do about 3?
Yeah, it was only a handful of shows, and it wasn't Tris in the end.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't Tris in the end.
It was supposed to be Tris.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Connor and Tris, and then James had to fill in the end because Tris is now living in America and he couldn't get his visa to come back over. Is that correct?
I think.
Or he couldn't get his visa. He couldn't leave America.
He has to stay there to get his visa to stay there, I think.
Yeah.
Visa issues.
Visa issues.
I don't know. That's all he said, really.
Yeah.
It's just visa issues. Can't leave the US right now.
Yeah. So I was about to say, unfortunately, James had to fill in, but it wasn't unfortunate because it was so good. It was still really good. We went to the Manchester one because they did do a Birmingham one, which is usually the one that we go to because that's our most local. But I actually had a different concert on that night already booked. So we travelled and went up to Manchester and stayed in a hotel, which, by the way, our hotel pick-in was 10:10 because it was right next to where we needed to go, which was perfect. But yeah, what did you think of the night?
Yeah, it was a very good night. It was hosted by Throwback Events as well, so there was another 2 DJs as well that almost did like a warm-up, and they went back on after as well.
Yeah, only for about half an hour after, was it? Or
it wasn't very long, yeah. I think it was about half an hour. So they were doing like the actual like throwback songs. So your Miley Cyrus, but like old days Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana vibes. I'm trying to think. Avril Lavigne. I think there was a bit of Katy Perry. Kesha. Can't beat a bit of Kesha.
So yeah, they played some good songs, and they got the crowd warmed up and stuff. Connor and James weren't actually on stage all that long. No. We didn't really know what to expect because they've never done anything like that before, and we've never been to anything like that before. But it was quite short the time that they were on stage.
I think it was about an hour and a half.
Yeah, but the event was from 6 till 10, and they were on 8 till 9:30.
Yeah, and then the other DJs came out 9:30 till 10.
Yeah. So yeah, a very different experience, but it was really good. It was more like a toned down club night than a concert because they were DJing, and to be fair, James and Connor did play a bit of guitar, but generally speaking, it was just people kind of like dancing and singing along rather than no one was singing or anything. So yeah.
It was a very different night. I was unfortunately rather ill.
Oh yeah, you weren't feeling it, were you?
So I tried. I could not breathe. I was recovering from a chest infection. Yeah. I was not well at all, but I still went because I was like, if I really struggle, the hotel's around the corner, I could just go back and leave everyone there. But I managed to power through. And they had some seats up the top as well. So once Connor and James had gone off, I just went and sat down for the last half an hour.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure what to expect from the selection of songs that they were going to do because obviously I knew that it was like a Vamps DJ set, but I didn't know if they were going to do all Vamps or a mixture or whatever because I hadn't seen much on socials about it, like in terms of people posting the show, because they did a couple before ours, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was a mixture of things. So they played a few Vamps. So they did Can We Dance, Last Night, Too Good to Be True. Did they do Staying Up?
I think they did a little bit of Staying Up. Did they do Would You, I think, at one point? Yeah. No, they did a little range of it. I
think, there was a couple of different ones on there. And then they did other things like, did they do like Mr. Brightside and... I Take That song. Was it I Want It That Way? Is that Westlife?
Possibly. I can't remember who did what songs. I remember Connor and James's being the more modern ones. Because I was expecting it all to be like throwbacks. But the throwbacks was, I think, the other 2 guys. And they played a lot of like Charlie XCX and
Taylor Swift,
the now music. What's currently trending. So I actually knew more from the other two DJs.
Yeah.
Which was fine. I enjoyed it. I was actually better while the other DJs were on. I hadn't hit up the point of not being able to breathe yet. So.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think that all I can say about it really is that it was very different to anything we'd ever been to before, but I would have recommended doing it. It was a nice night out. I think that we travelled quite a long way. It took us 3.5 hours, I think, to get there in the end.
Which it shouldn't have.
It shouldn't have.
There was an accident on the motorway.
Yeah.
As always.
Which made it feel like it didn't quite feel like it was worth travelling all that way for, personally, in my opinion. I felt like if it was Birmingham and we'd only travelled to get into the city, because we live outside of Birmingham, but
it's 20 minutes on the train.
Yeah, if we'd have travelled to get into the city and it takes about half an hour, then it would have definitely felt like it was well worth it. But I think all the travelling up there and travelling back, even though it was a lovely night and a lovely weekend away, it did feel like maybe it wasn't quite worth it for that. But the ticket prices were really cheap. I think we only paid about 25 quid for that.
20 quid, that wasn't much.
And then, where was it?
It was at Gorilla.
Speaking of the Vamps, we have seen the Vamps many times.
Many times.
Yes, I think that we touched on that briefly in another episode, but we thought what a very fitting episode while we're talking about our experience going to Manchester, to just talk about our journey with the Vamps, because we've been there, we've been going strong since they started.
A while.
A very long time. So if you're interested in the Vamps, this is the perfect episode for you, because we're going to talk about all of our journey with them. So where do you even begin?
Well, we begin with McFly.
We do begin with
McFly.
Yeah.
So we had just got tickets to McFly's Memory Lane tour.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened in May 2013. So we got the tickets sort of end of 2012 for that. And the support acts were announced.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you coming into me and saying, like, oh, they've announced a support act, shall we give them a listen?
Mm-hmm.
And you played off like you hated them for
I
a
didn't
while.
play like I hated them, I don't think. I was just, like, not interested.
Yeah, you didn't care. You were
Yeah.
like, eh.
I was just like, yeah, okay.
They're all right.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, took a very different approach.
Yeah, you instantly fell in love with them. They didn't have any songs out at this point. It was just YouTube covers. So there was like one of my favourite things that I remember from way back then is their 22 cover by Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift?
Oh my goodness, I don't know what's wrong with me today.
They're not Swifties anymore, they're Tailies.
Tailies. 22 cover by Taylor Swift. That is one of the ones that I remember really fondly from back then. Like you say, I wasn't overly thrilled by them when I first heard them on those YouTube covers. I was just like, okay. Like, to be honest, if anyone comes to me with any supports, I've always just been a bit like, I don't really bother listening. I'll just go and find out what they're about. Whereas you, I feel like you have always looked at who's playing.
I did for a long time. Not quite so much for it. Like, I will always look at who it is. Just because we have done it before. To be fair, I really, really tried hard to find out what the support act was for Theory of a Dead Man before we went. Couldn't find anything anywhere, and got there and we were like, oh, like, we've caught the last 2 songs of Royal Republic.
Yeah.
And we probably would have known a lot of their songs because we very much knew who they were. So I do always try and look at who it was. I mean, if we hadn't looked... I know that the show got cancelled, but if we hadn't looked for Benson Boone, you wouldn't have known that it was Elliot James Ray. We'd have probably missed him because we don't usually get there for the support acts.
Yeah.
And you'd have been gutted.
Yes.
So I do always check just in case it is someone that we're already interested in. And if I have time prior to the show, I will give them a listen and see what they're like.
Yeah, and I've never been like that. I just rock up and see what they're like. I've never really listened. But
you never know what gem you might miss.
It's so true.
So I do like to find out if I can, but sometimes it's just really hard to find out, especially when we're seeing like a lot of the smaller acts. They don't necessarily have like, oh, this is the person supporting for all these shows. It'll just be like...
whoever's local.
Yeah, it'll be a local band that they've sourced so that they don't have to pay travel and whatnot, like to keep it cheap. So I do try and look. and find out who's supporting. And it was actually you that saw that the Vamps had been announced and were like, shall we give them a listen? And I think that's the only time you've done that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't even have any like singles or anything out at that point. They had got on YouTube Jack, and they had got a demo of Wild Heart on there, but it wasn't like officially released. Does that mean
Rough Night was on there yet or no?
No, Rough Night was an EP, so that came out with a single, I believe. But yeah, they had a couple of bits on there, but it was mostly covers, and it was the Little Things cover.
Little Things. Oh, the mashups for me. Bruno Mars mashup,
yeah,
Justin Bieber mashups.
The Jaffa Cake.
Really yeah. Yeah, so we discovered them a really long time ago. That was 12 years ago now, I'd
13.
say. 13
If it was the end of 2012.
Okay, 13 years ago now. And they supported McFly at the Civic Hall in Wolverhampton, which is why we were looking into them. And then when we got there, we watched them perform and stuff. You've got old videos on your old phones, don't you? But you can't find them anymore.
I can't get them because they were on my BlackBerry.
You know what? I cannot get into my BlackBerry. I can't remember my password.
That was the issue. I had to, I think at one point my phone had broke and I had to use an old phone. And the BlackBerry was like all I got that actually worked. So to get into it, to be able to use it, I had to reset it. And I didn't take the SD card out first and it reset everything. So I lost all of that. But there is, if you go very, very far back on my Twitter, a picture that's just, all you could see is like a red curtain and a very overexposed white silhouette of Brad. And that is all you could see on there because phone cameras back then could not do concerts. Even if I still had the videos, I think it just sounded like crackling because the microphones were terrible.
If you used to go to concerts back in the day, literally all you can hear is...
It wouldn't have been worth keeping, really. It just would have been like, this is the first time I saw them. But other than that, it definitely would not have been worth watching at all. But I do have a lot of old videos from since then that are all backed up because I've always backed everything up since then. So every video I've took of them at other shows, I think I've still got like Udi and Jay from their first headline tour and stuff somewhere. It's all on a hard drive, so I've got a lot. And we watched some of them back recently. I don't know if you remember.
No.
I had the hard drive at one of our Girls Wednesdays, and we watched some of the clips from some of the early Vamp shows. And we were like, at the time, we probably never would have noticed. But the way they have come on as musicians, because there was some bits in those videos that I was like, oh, they messed something up there. Something wasn't right there. So the way they have come on as musicians, because that is something I would pick up on now. I was just too young at the time. And I haven't experienced that with them in years.
Yeah, they're very good now, but they've grown up as well. They're like, I feel like they have matured a lot, and obviously their voices have changed a lot through them growing up.
And they were 16-year-olds having a bit of fun.
Legit.
Now they're like musicians. Not that they ever weren't, but it's a lot more serious. Than it probably was. The kind of age they were in the videos.
You can tell that from their content though, because they prat around so much in their earlier music videos, and they were just a lot more like kids. They were kids and they were playing around and having fun with it. Whereas now, if you watch like Brad's solo stuff or any Vamps videos, to be fair, they're all quite I don't know, more mature.
Yeah, there were always bits. I mean, when in their brief year of the Vamps Plus, there were videos of them messing around backstage, but it was more like dancing than like messing around, other than where he just wouldn't give Tris Lou roll. Other than that, it was mostly just them having a bit of a beer.
I think that maybe I'm thinking more so towards like their music videos and stuff, because like they're not doing kung fu fighting in a bathtub and prattling around like that.
No, you would not get them doing that now.
And like the Alexander and the No Good, Very Bad, Terrible, Awful, whatever it is, a day.
Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
That.
We got there.
And like the Cheetah music video and stuff. All the first couple of album kind of like eras.
Yeah.
They were a lot more childish.
I actually remember when they were filming the Last Night video. And they put a tweet out and were like, come down to this like location or sign up, and they would send the location or something to come and be in our music video, but you had to be over 18 and it was like in the week, so we were under 18, we were at school. There's no way we'd have got to London to be able to do that at that age. And I remember being like really sad that I wasn't old enough to go, because I really wanted to go.
That is true, but we did do the exact same thing when Connor tweeted about come to Pigeon Park in Birmingham and being in our music video for his solo like Luna's project, and we went to that and we were in that.
So you can spot us in that, but we are not at the front.
We are not.
You know,
we're not very.
You can see Adam more than you can see us.
You can. I just don't like jumping forward and like being the centre of attention. So we were like happy to go along and like just enjoy the experience without being right in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. After we saw them at Wolverhampton Civic, that's when I got interested in them. Obviously, like we said, Phil got interested in them before we saw them when you were watching their covers and stuff. But after I'd seen them live, I was like, oh my God, I really like them. So then we started listening to them more, and then they came out with Can We Dance? And that whole like EP, which they did a signing for, or was it the album signing when they came out for their album?
No, it was the EP, because I'm still holding a grudge about this. Because
you couldn't get that one.
I remember being when they announced that signing in Birmingham, we were actually queuing for a Union J signing in Birmingham the week before.
Oh, I didn't realise we were in the queue.
It was announced when we'd got up at 6 a.m. to go into Birmingham.
Not even, we were up at 5 something. We were on the train for 6 to get up to meet Union J.
And we still waited so long. The queue for that was crazy.
Sue went and got us some Mackies and breakfast and hot chocolates and stuff.
Yeah. And yeah, they basically were like, you can pre-order the CDs, so they come to you. And I'd wanted to pre-order them because they did a Brad version, a Connor version, a James version, a Tris version. So I wanted the whole bundle.
Yeah.
The whole lot.
Which you've always been like, you've always got all the bundles and stuff.
Yeah. And, you know, again, we were young, didn't have a bank account or anything, so had to ask Mum and Dad. Dad was like, well, I'm taking you to the sign-in next week, it's fine, get one there. And when we got there, they had sold out, and I still don't think I've acquired all of them. I think I've acquired a couple of them.
Oh, okay, I thought you only didn't have Brad's, is what I thought.
No, I didn't get any.
Oh, okay.
At all. They'd complete, because we went after school and people had been there all day.
We rushed out of school, got ready as fast as possible, got on that train with Dad to get up to the Bull Ring for their signing in Birmingham.
So I think I have acquired one or two of them that I managed to get off eBay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am still They are the only ones missing from my. I have the Wild Heart EP, I have the Last Night EP, I have the Cecilia EP, all the way through to Cherry Blossom. I have every CD that they have released.
Yeah.
I think the only EP I don't have was the Wake Up EP. I didn't think they had released on CD. I thought it was just iTunes, but I have seen them knocking about, so maybe I need to look for that one too and complete my collection. But it's not quite a complete collection. I've always been annoyed about it.
That is frustrating.
Because those first ones were the only ones not in there, and it wasn't because I was late to the party, it was because Dad said no.
Yeah, here are the pictures of the meet and greet of when we met them. They did a signing, they did like a meet and greet, and we were gutted. It was this one, wasn't it? Yeah. We went up there and they were doing like selfies with everyone individually.
Yeah, so you kind of go across the row, have a selfie and a chat with each one.
Yeah, and so everyone was coming out and we were looking on Twitter and we saw all the like pictures of like, you had a friend from school that had gone and got pictures with them all individually because she got up there a little bit earlier than us, and it was literally like you got like full on selfies with each of them, and then we were like 10 people away. It wasn't much.
We weren't far behind them. We were probably a bit more than 10 people. But the difference was they didn't go home to get ready. they got changed in the car.
Yeah.
And literally got straight on the train. So I think they got on the train before us. And that made all the difference.
All the difference. But it was only about, I think there was about 10 people in front of us then when they stopped doing the selfies. They went off stage. They went away from where they were doing the meet and greet for a bit. There was like a little interval and we were sat there like, what's going on? And then they came back out and the people that were running the event just said they don't have enough time to keep on taking selfies. We're going to have to do group photos. And then when we went, by the time we got up there, it was literally just like, take a picture and go, take a picture and go.
Yeah.
Like you had a quick conversation, but it was like 10 seconds, whereas everyone else had like a full-on conversation. I don't think they'd expected as many people to go as they did. That did because there was loads of people.
Have had more CDs.
Yeah, yeah, true. Because there was loads of people behind us. Yeah, still, there was loads of people.
Because we didn't get back until late as well. They must have been going for a long
hours. But we did get pictures with them, and we did have a quick little chat with them. Someone, was it Brad that sneezed and then put his arm around you? You lucky devil.
Yeah, sneezed into his hand and then put it on my arm.
Yeah,
great. Good job. I didn't notice that in the moment.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that until watching the video.
You'd have freaked
back.
out. Yeah, Dad came with us and he took a video of the whole time that they were like taking pictures because a lady took the pictures on our phones for us and then my dad stood to the side and he filmed us, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
and he loved lying to everyone about what the queue was for before we went in as well.
Yeah. He wasn't about to admit that he was in a Vamps queue.
No.
I think that they did a video as well where they went around the whole queue and sped it up and we slowed it down and you could see us, couldn't you?
Yeah, I basically went through it frame by frame and screenshotted it. I've probably still got those screenshots on Facebook, to be fair.
Yeah.
The things you do when you're 13 years old, I guess.
We were perfect fangirl, like, age for boy bands, and the Vamps, Union J, One Direction, they all kind of came around at the same time and it was just perfect.
Yeah, like, we had literally just turned 13 when Can We Dance came out, so we were like prime
fangirl era. Yeah, definitely.
But that, I mean, to be fair, I think we've always had similar experiences with the Vamps meet and greets. They don't really do them anymore, but I don't think we'd bother if they did, because we've been to a few and they're all rushed.
The other ones, I'm sure,
not worth the time.
Yeah, I'm sure they never seem like they actually want to be there. And I'm sure the other ones we went to were book signings. I think we've only been to the one CD signing, haven't we?
Yeah, so the other one was a book signing, and it was like a secret location that was announced last minute, so you just bought the city you wanted to go to, and then at the last second they emailed everyone with tickets with the location. And then we got there, again, queued for ages. I don't see why for those things they don't do time slots.
Yeah.
Have like half an hour interval time slots so that people can show up gradually instead of having to queue for ages.
That's a good point.
But they had like 2 tables in between us and them, so it was a bit too far and still rushed, and there's so many people in there. They don't know who's booked whose. You can't really talk to them because they're so far away.
Yeah.
So we haven't bothered since that one. I don't think. No, that was the last one we did. That's just the meet and greets. I don't blame them. I blame their planning.
Yeah.
Whoever's planning it all. The best experience we've had since then is meeting them in Barcelona.
Yeah, we did the Barcelona weekender, which I think we touched on when we talked about. Well, I don't know actually, because that was the summer of 24, so it wasn't 22.
No, that was like 2 years before that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if we've spoken about it. I'm sure that we have, but in 2022 we went to see them in Barcelona. They did like a weekender with Pollen. We talked about it with. We definitely have spoken about it in an episode. And that was one of the best things ever. Like, it was so chill.
Sets. The last episode we were talking about sets.
Yeah, set designs. It was so chill. Like, the Vamps were just like hovering around. Like, we went to brunch and Tristan was just sat on a table next to us all just eating his lunch, and Connor was just chilling on the boat at the boat party with his mates. And
no escape.
Yeah, it was just so chill.
Yeah, I think it's because it was an 18 plus event.
Yeah.
There's not going to be like children, like everyone's adults, everyone knows the boundaries.
Yeah.
And to be fair, based on what I've seen online, they knew most of the fans that were there by name anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're all the people that go to everything, that meet them all the time. So
that's one thing we've never done with them is we've never, like, I know there's a lot of hardcore fans that will wait at airports for them or wait outside after shows and stuff. But I feel like that's never something we've really done, is like we love them and we follow them and everything, and we subscribe to them on the Vamps Plus, and we go to every tour. There's not been a tour that we've missed. We've done what was the fan fest? That's what I meant to say. But we've never done sound check, I don't think.
No.
And we've never done like the add-ons and stuff, and it's just
Barcelona's the most that we've done.
Yeah.
Because we tried to get all the add-ons. The cocktail class sold out way too fast.
Yeah.
Like, it's sold
I would not have paid for the cocktail class anyway. It was a crazy price.
I would have. I absolutely would have.
It was like £110 or something, wasn't it?
I think
it was
that
around
was
£100.
Yeah, it was just under. I think it was about 90.
Ridiculous.
So it was like, with all the other stuff, it would have been a lot of money.
Because we paid for all the other add-ons. It's only Brad's class that we didn't do, and that was like making cocktails with Brad, and we just stood outside the window and watched.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, I did drink at the time, but there's two of us in the group that don't drink as well, so, like, and I was being careful because the reason I stopped drinking is because it affects my chest. I struggle to breathe. And so even in Barcelona, when I was still drinking, I was really careful.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't drink a lot. I tried to stay off the carbonated drinks the best I could. Like, I would have a bit, but I was like, I'm going to be careful because I don't want this being ruined by me not being able to breathe.
Yeah.
So it was a bit like, imagine if he'd, you know, because he went round and spoke to everyone at the end of the class as well.
Yeah.
And imagine if he'd come round to our group and there was just like two of us, like, oh, we're not going to drink this.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was a great experience, Barcelona was. That is like that is the highlight of my life. It's the best experience I've ever had.
It was a life-changing event.
It was. It was so good. The vibes were immaculate throughout. It was absolutely incredible.
Everyone was just there for a good time. Like, and I think, again, like, the age restriction of 18 plus made it so different as well. Like, you didn't have the kids there. Which,
obviously, like, we respect how they are because we were, like, fangirls, screaming fangirls at 14, and we were probably extremely annoying without realising we were extremely annoying. But then, as people that were, like, 22 watching them, it was nice to not have all the screaming, people pushing forward and stuff like that.
Yeah, the, like, lack of respect.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, we're all grown-ass adults. Like, we know how to, well, most of us know how to behave. But yeah, it was a really good experience. We've not missed a tour of the Vamps. We've been to each one.
Between us, there was one fan fest that only one of us went to.
Yes, true.
Because we'd all been to the one before, and I think it was more the venue's fault than theirs, but we were just a bit disappointed with the whole experience.
And actually, was it a full tour? Did we go multiple times, or did you not come to? I don't think it was a tour. I think it was one-off shows or something, but the Vamps did a show in Wolverhampton.
They did, so the Wolverhampton Halls did a opening week. They had a different band on each night, because they had the Vamps on, but it was the date that I had tickets to see Arctic Monkeys. They had McFly on the date that we had tickets to see Harry Styles, and I didn't care about any of the other bands that were playing, and I was like, God damn it!
Yeah.
The two I would have seen are on nights I'm already at other shows.
I hate when that happens. It's the worst.
And we had that happen when the Jonas Brothers rescheduled their shows.
It was
in
to the night
UK.
of the Vamps. May I just say, whoever arranged that, if you can see that the Jonas Brothers are also playing in Birmingham on that night down the road, literally like a half an hour walk away from where you're rescheduling the Vamps to play, who has thought that through? Because obviously, if I'm watching the Jonas Brothers, I want to see the Vamps, or vice versa. If I want to see the Vamps, I want to see the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a given. So whoever planned that the night, because Jonas Brothers only play Birmingham one night. Mm-hmm. Just do it literally any other night other than the night that the Jonas Brothers play. And I know that you've got to go along with what availability the venues have. I get it. But what awful timing.
I mean, we did see the Vamps twice in Birmingham on that tour. They did 3 shows.
Yeah, but
I sat at the Jonas Brothers the whole time, not knowing half of the songs, being like, I could have been round the corner.
We were literally sat at the Jonas Brothers, and it ruined our Jonas Brothers experience a little bit, because we were going, they'd be playing last night right now. They're coming on stage.
I really did.
They're about to do the encore. Like, we were literally following it along. But, our love with the Vamps is a strong connection, and I'm sad that they're not doing anything at the moment.
And can I say, bring back Brad Pitt.
Bring back Brad Pitt.
I'm sorry, the Brad Pitt was a bargain.
Yeah.
Like, because they used to have, when they did the arena shows, they had like the Wow Pit at the front that was like £60. It would be 80 now, probably minimum. Yeah. But it was like £60 at the time for the front pit. And then they had the Brad Pit, which was at the end of the runway. I think Katy Perry had a similar setup. She had different prices for the different front areas. And it was like 30 quid. For front of the runway. It was a really small section.
Yeah.
And we got those every time that they were available.
Yeah.
And I want that back, because
it was such a steal.
Such a good deal. Like, but they were really good with their pricing then, and they would make sure anyone could afford it, because the tickets that were like right at the back up in the nosebleeds were like £10.
Yeah, they were really
they literally had them for like a tenner, and you would not get that now. But like, even like 20, 30 would allow so many people to go that can't afford to pay like 60 quid.
Yeah.
So I do rate the way they used to do the tours back then, and you would have like New Hope Club supporting. When Union J supported, when I say we predicted Vampy and J.
Yes,
we had been calling it Vampy and J.
We did. Did they call it a name? Did they call it Vampy and J, or?
I think they called it Union Vamps. And I was
Vampy and J, so much better.
Vampy and J sounds so much better. So that one was really good as well. We were in our element at that one.
Speaking of them, have you seen that George Shelley's released new music with his new band?
Yeah.
He did like a whole post the other day saying about how this is the first time he's released music that makes him feel like he's expressing his emotions properly, etc., etc., and that he's got like an album coming out and stuff with them, or an EP, and I'm very excited for it. It's like reigniting my inner fangirl now that the Vamps have gone away for the last year. I'm like waiting for something. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But I feel like we should do a whole episode on like Barcelona at some point. Yeah. Like at some point down the line, I feel get the girls in if they will come on and talk about our whole experience with Barcelona, because it was honestly the highlight of my entire life.
Actually life changing, and I did not think I was going to get there. I only got on that plane because the Vamps were the other end. Otherwise, honestly, I probably would have turned around.
There's so much to talk about. Yeah, definitely.
That was a wild time, but definitely worth it.
I'm trying to think of what else there is to say about the Vamps. I've met Connor a couple of times in Birmingham, but again, I've never met in the amount that some people go out and like seek him out. But
you just happen upon him.
Yeah, I happen to bump into him now and then.
Whenever we go to the academy, we're like,
waiting for him. Where are you? Very, 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 very obsessed.
We never actually like because Connor Ball. If you're ever in Birmingham, Connor Ball is there. I don't think we ever really approach him. Like, the only time you've actually stopped and had a photo with him was with a different group that stopped him for you.
I could not, because I just stand and shake. I quake in my boots.
But I remember being like 15, 16 and going to see All Time Low and being like,
Connor's there.
Connor's like 2 rows behind us. Like,
and water parks.
Yeah, and just never stopping him.
Yeah. I'm just too awkward. I don't want to be that. I'm not that person. Yeah. I'm just not that person to stop him.
Yeah, like I don't think I was discreet when we saw him at water parks, and I was like, oh, he was gonna.
He was coming down the stairs because he'd been upstairs.
It was at the end. It was leaving. Like,
and he tweeted something like, "Oh, shall I get in the mosh pit?" And I was like, Phil told me afterwards, and I was like, yeah, or like when they were talking in between there? Or something, and I was like, I said to Phil, yes, tell him to get in the mosh pit because I'm in the mosh pit.
Yeah. I think I turned to Shohiju and was like, go get in the mosh pit.
Yeah, legit. But he did not come into the mosh pit. Connor Ball, we were upset with you.
Disappointed. And we were having a great time.
I can't even tell you the way my worlds collided. So as I've already stated, we are huge fangirls. And the love that I have for the Vamps and the love that I have for Water Parks, who are another like band. They're like a pop punk band. They're not really in a genre, but they used to be like a pop punk band. The way that my two worlds collided when they went backstage together and got a picture, it was my wallpaper for the longest time. And it's a shit picture. It's a shit picture of them, but I just couldn't fathom in my brain that those two parts of my life had like come together. It was an amazing time in life for me.
Yeah, no, they've had huge impacts on us. I mean, my whole setup in my living room that we are in now was based on the Cherry Blossom album. It's all pink and grey. I did have cherry blossom stuff everywhere, but my cats like to eat the fake petals, so that had to go. Because I had like a light up tree, I had cherry blossom fairy lights, it all had to go, because the fluffy demon that is to the right of me, even when they were up the top, he somehow found a way to pull them down, and I was like, I can't have them choking on these fake petals, so it all had to go. But
they have had such an impact. We've spent so much money on that band.
I've got a shelf dedicated to them.
Yeah,
over there.
You've got a dedicated shrine shelf.
My whole house is pink and grey.
Yeah, we've travelled to Amsterdam. We've travelled to Barcelona to see them. We've travelled like in country as well: London, Birmingham, Manchester. You name it, we've done it. We want to do Dublin, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Royal
Albert Hall, yeah. Wow. Wow, Royal Albert Hall, that was...
What a show. What a show.
Yeah.
And we got the very last T-shirts as well.
Yeah, the very last ones. Like, we went down to the merch stand, couldn't decide whether to get one, what size to get.
And they said, these are the last two.
Literally the last two.
Because they were in sizes small. And usually we'd go medium or large.
Yeah.
I'd never get a shirt that actually fits me. So
yeah, the small is the right fit, but we always, if you can't tell,
go for a baggier fit. So, yeah, and we were like, well, then this is a sign we have to get them.
Yeah. And we were like, yeah, get them now, give them to us.
Yeah.
Don't let someone else take them. So we got the last ones.
So good.
And I still have not worn mine because it's the colour that, like, bleaches in my washing machine for some reason, even though I've never put bleach in my washing machine.
Wear it and then give it me to wash. No, you can have it back.
So it's just in my pile of Vamp shirts. I've still got the one that I got off eBay years ago that says "What the hell happened last night," and it doesn't even fit me anymore. Like, I've put that shirt on and been like, can't breathe.
We've got so much merch, it's crazy.
So much. There's ones I actually got rid of and I really regret. Like, I had the baseball shirt that said Simpson on the back. I got rid of that.
You got rid of it. Phil.
Do you remember the like year that we completely went off them? Just that one time.
Yeah.
Just that one time. One of the many
times. And then
times.
they toured and then we were like, okay,
yeah,
we found our love.
Every single time we'd see them, be obsessed with them for a bit, or they'd release an album, we'd be obsessed for a bit, and then we'd be like, not really bothered, am I over the Vamps?
Yeah.
And we'd always come back, and at that point I got rid of the shirt and regretted it ever since.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've still got the one that was unofficial eBay merch that says "What the hell happened last night?" Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Yeah, we have followed them for a very long time, and it's nice having our friends all in the same boat. Like, I feel like the Vamps always like brings us together.
It's becoming what we're known for in our workplaces.
Yeah.
Like, there was someone we used to work with that saw a Vamps newspaper article and cut it out and brought it in for you. Me and my manager were on the Stats FM app having a look, and we've both got the premium where you can see like your full listening history, and we were having a look at our top artists, and it shows you how many minutes streamed you have of them, and the Vamps is my number one.
Yeah,
easily my number one, with McFly second. And the Vamps is over double the listening time of McFly.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, and that is just my Spotify listening time. So take into account, we were listening to them for about 5 years before I even had Spotify.
Yeah.
All the CDs, all the YouTube, everything that I would have been listening to before. And even since when I've listened to them, like CDs in the car, or like when someone else has had the music on and put the Vamps on. How much time I must have spent listening to them is wild. If my stats just on Spotify since 2017, so not even 10 years ago, is over 20,000 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's kind of wild. And I think this might be my first year that they're not in my Spotify Wrapped.
Oh, not at all.
It's not come out yet, but they've not released anything.
Yeah.
And we've been listening to the same songs. Like, they haven't released anything new in like 5 years, so
yeah,
it might be the first time they're not in there.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad.
Yeah.
And they have alluded, like, they've all said, like, the Vamps aren't breaking up, we're just doing our own thing at the moment, and the Vamps album 6, Vamp 6 is on the way, but
we'll find out.
We'll find out, won't we? I know that they were doing writing sessions not too long ago, even though Brad was in Japan at the time, so I think that it was just the other 3 boys, but yeah, we have a very special love for them that we will take through life with us. And I'm very excited for the next thing that they do, because some of my best memories, in fact, my best memories are seeing them on tour with, like, you guys and the girls, and it's just the best. Honestly, nothing fills me with joy like going to a Vamp show.
You know what? I was driving to work the other day and I had my music on a full shuffle.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know,
it could
be anything.
What a roller coaster.
And completely took me by surprise. Glory Days came on. And I actually, like, wept. I actually shed a tear on my way into work, because it just is Barcelona to me.
I know.
And I just had, like, a little cry to myself before I went into work,
I
which
know,
is probably really sad, but...
No, life will never be that good again. It's okay to be sad.
I think it's just because it took me by surprise. Like, if I'd been like, oh, I'm going to put Cherry Blossom on, and I was choosing to listen to it.
Yeah.
But it just completely took me by surprise, going from, like, God knows what else had been on to that. I was like, wow.
And now we're coming up to the Christmas season. It's finally time to whip the Vamps Christmas out, and I just can't wait.
Yes, get a bit of Hoping for Snow, bit of Seat at the Table, have a cry to that one.
Hoping for Snow is genuinely one of my favourite Christmas songs ever.
Yeah, we could go on about the Vamps forever.
We could go on about the Vamps forever, and I'm sure you'll have many an episode where we talk about them. I definitely think we should do a Barcelona episode coming up in the future. But yeah, there's just a million and one things we could say about them. They're a huge part of our life, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I think that we should probably wrap it up there for now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
Before it goes on for an hour and no one will watch the episode. I think that is it. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next Thursday for a brand new episode. Bye.